Hi, my peoples. Welcome back. So I said, let me sit down and have a talking um, scene. I have been enjoying filming and getting content on visuals rather than talking. I find that more therapeutic for me. But there has to be talking in videos too, because then you guys would just be like, okay, Tiff, we not hearing from you, we're not getting any updates, we're not seeing how your life going, how the business going, how the children going, how the hobbies going. So I have to sit and talk. So tomorrow is going to be the closing out of year 4. So we're celebrating this past year, which makes year 4 for us. And then we're going to start off year 5. That's how my brain calculated. So celebrating year 4 tomorrow, and I have a few gifties for my staff, and I do not have any gift for myself. Now my therapist, yes, said that I need to spend a lot of time, basically tapping myself on the back, rewarding myself for my hard work. But that's just not me. Like, I need to. I see why she said it, because a lot of the time I'm stressed and I'm very tense, and I need to, celebrate small wins, because it's very important, especially for my mental health. But I don't have any gift for myself. That's all. I'm washing at this time. I'm at the daycare, as you can see. And so we're just gonna talk about the daycare. We're gonna go back to the beginning, and then we're gonna come back to now. And yeah, so year 4, we've been open 4 years now. I remembered so very vividly the day before I was supposed to start. Apparently, when I sent in my resignation from the old job, I was supposed to finish work the 5th, and I wasn't supposed to come in on the 6th. But guess what? In Tiffany fashion, I went to work on the 6th, thinking that I was supposed to be at work on the 6th. Stayed there the whole day. I did a lot of stuff that I thought that I need to wrap up with. And then at the end of the day, my then boss sent an email asking my staff, my co-worker, and I was CC'd in the email, why is my email still working, and why is she still there? And I was bamboozled. I was confused. I was like, what? So I asked my co-worker what he talking about, and she was like, yesterday was your last day. And I was just like, so you knew this and you said nothing? She was like, I thought about it in the morning, and I was wondering why you came in. And listen, when she said those words, my blood started to boil. Like, I've never been so upset in my life. I took up my stuff and I left, because there was so many things that I had to be doing that I could have done on the day, but instead I went into work. And before you just asked the question, before you said, but Tiff, but you really want to leave us? Why you come in today? You could have said that. You said nothing. Listen, vex? Hi, lad. Anyways, I came home and I rushed and tried to get everything together, and then I opened on the 7th. I started off with 5 babies, me 1. And then very shortly after that, in June, I added another staff. So it was myself and my staff, which is currently still here with me 4 years later. And I love her so much. Ugh. And then, as you can see, I feel like this room I did a very good job, and I can't wait to see what I do with the other 3 rooms. When I started this business, I never thought that the daycare would have grown this big. When I say this big, the daycare is 27 children big, 27 children large, I think. And even when I do my walkthroughs, it doesn't look like 27 children to me. It looks small. Like, But I guess it's because it's spaced out why it doesn't appear that much. But on paper, it's 27 children, and we have different rooms. So now we went from 2 staff to, I count, it's gonna be 5 staff and then me. So look at God. I went from 2 staff, 5 children to 27 children, 5 staff. That is a wild. This is the true definition of trust God, because God knows the plan He has for us. Plans not to harm us, but to prosper us. We may have, it is like this story is like that picture where Jesus has the big old teddy bear or the flower behind his back, and the child has the little one and she's trying to hold on to it. But God is trying to say, give me that and I got this for you. It's the same thing. Like, I never thought, I always envisioned though that I wanted multiple centers, and that is where I'm going. I am going to own multiple centers. I want to own at least 3 in Anguilla, and then I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna open maybe 2 centers at home. But listen, God has just been so good to me. Like, I remember when I started, my staff was getting paid $2.50, and then it went to $2.80. So my staff wasn't even getting $400 a month. And then we had to move from that to jump to $6 an hour, and I was freaking out because I'm just like, how am I gonna go from $2.80 to $6 an hour? And I was like, God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to close because I can't pay my bills and And I was going, and let me tell you, I have never gone a month without paying my staff their salary. I've never gone a month without paying my staff their salary. And God is so good. Like, my bills were always paid. My door is still open. Like, we've had this room, we had retractable gates. The children used to hang on there. We had ball pits. The children used to dismantle the ball pits and throw the balls out. We had those 2 bikes. They mash up 2. And then one of them I had to throw away because couldn't fix it no more. And then a family came in a day and like, I got one of them same bikes, let me come and bring it. And we got 2 again. God is good. Then we have this one high chair that I bought from the beginning, still there. We added this reclining chair. We had old furniture. I still have one piece of the old furniture. As the last piece left, we throw the other piece. I added this table here that we are currently using as the tripod. Is still here. It's not, they're not using it, but I think it could be still functional. We had different rugs, but we need more rugs. This room needs a paint. I feel like this room, I have done such a good job with it, and I can't wait to see what I do with the next rooms. But the renovation process is happening this year, and I am so glad. I'm so glad. I just give thanks to God, because I would have never thought that God would have brought me this far. We've had instances with the hand, foot, and mouth where this little boy used to just be licking on the floor, and he keep getting it, and then it was spreading to everybody, the children. And then it's just like, for time I was trying to figure out why the children keep getting this hand, foot, and mouth. And then one day I realized that, hey, this is the reason. And then we had this one time I was changing one of the children, and a little boy came in, and he was in there playing. And then I hear bradding, and I turn around, and the child got my husband weights, and it dropped on his toe. And listen, I could have passed out. Listen, the blood left my body because I'm like, how am I going to tell this woman her son got injured? And so I told her, and she was like, girl, that sounds just like my son. Instead of she being upset, she was like, that's not like my son. He would be doing what he's supposed to be. He would be doing what he is supposed to be. And I went the next day, and I spent a whole lot of money that I had to buy a door to put up to make sure that that room is secured and closed off so children don't be in there playing. The very next day, the little boy opened up the door and said, Tisha, what are you doing? Listen, I could have passed out again because I'm like, how he know to open the door? I thought I fixed the problem, and then he got to open the door. And then we've had flus, we've had, what else we have, right? We had this, they call it pink eye, but it wasn't giving pink eye that I know. It was just that I just keep having eye mucus. We've had Now recently this week we had the vomiting because that's going around, so a few of the children had that. And then one thing I must say is that I'm very grateful that the government has been coming in and doing the regular checkups. We've had visits from the environmental, we've had visits from the social development, we've had visits from the nurse, and all of them come in and they always give me a pat on the back and say, Tiff, you're doing good. We've never had any, issues with them, and I'm so grateful. I would have never thought that the daycare would have taken up the whole downstairs. That was beyond me. We have 27 families, like I was saying, and that is just still 27 children. That still blows my mind. And I could never, I could have never done all of this on my strength, because anytime I try to take all of this on my strength, things just don't go right. Like with the finances, I started off with the low prices, and then we struggled, and then the government added the minimum wage, and then taxes went up, and I'm just like, how am I going to function? How am my business going to function? And then my advisors was just like, Tiff, you have to raise your prices. If you don't raise your prices, how you expect to run a profitable business? And I was like, but how the parents gonna afford it? I don't want to do it. And my advisor was just like, Tiffany, it's either you raise them prices or you close the door. And I was like that lady was just so blunt. She was like, either you raise them prices or you close the door. And I was like, oh my God, how are I gonna do this? And I did it twice. And I have seen the fruits of doing it. But do I still struggle with it? Yes, because I'm thinking about everybody else except myself. But if you're not getting paid, Tiff, what is the point of having a business and you not getting paid? That don't make no sense. So that is what we've been doing. We've been sticking to the price. The price is the price. We've had a few families that's just like a holiday, and we've had a few families like Get Me India. We've had a few families that refuse to pay us, but God is my vindicator. He is going to fix them. I ain't worrying about that. We had a few parents that didn't want to pay, and we have parents that just by the door saying, take all my money, raise my child for me while I go and work and do what I have to do, because at this moment I cannot do it, and you guys provide a good service. And I have so many things that I need to be doing that, with time I'm gonna get done. I'm just gonna do things piece by piece by piece, slowly but surely. Like I said, the outdoor play is one of the things that I am working on. I don't know what we're going to do, where it's going to be, or whatever, but I'm trusting God that all of this will fall into place and He will continue to lead me. Now, the scripture for this year that He has given me is from Isaiah 43:19. It says, behold, I will do a new thing. He said, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? Do you not know it, Tiff? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. You know what I mean? That means like when it seems like nothing can be done, God will do it. This month, March, that just gone, we supposed to have 3 families leaving. Normally when we have transitions, we want to get families in quick. I kid you not, every day a family calling. You got space, you got space, you got space, you got space. I was so overwhelmed. I got so many families and I didn't even know what to tell them. I said, God, let the ones who's supposed to come enroll. Let the ones who is supposed to come don't enroll, because I don't know what to do. It's a lot of families, so I don't have enough space, and you gotta fix this. And I kid you not, the exact amount that was supposed to come came, and the exact amount that couldn't enroll didn't enroll. God fixed it. And I will continue to trust God in everything, because He has done so much for me beyond my thinking, beyond my imagination. And I just want to say that this past 4 years has been a roller coaster, has been a stress. It has been very difficult for me as a leader, because sometimes I don't want to say certain things to people. It's very hard being a boss and standing up for what I think should be done, and the different procedures and stuff. And I just pray every day. I pray every day. I hate to know when my babies are sick. I hate to know when my babies are sick, but this is part of the business. This is part of childcare. I'm so sorry about my drive. This is part of childcare, and I will continue to do the best that I can. And I have to pat myself on the back that I did a good job, but only through God's grace, only through God's guidance, only through God's help. Because had it not been for God, them doors have been closed and I've be gone, go look a job somewhere else. But it has been such a blessing. I'm so happy to experience all of these lovely children that are on this wall that we ain't even got. A lot of them ain't even on a wall. We have to put them on still. But God is so good, and I'm so happy that we've had so many great families that has encouraged us, that has brought stuff like, hey, we have this at home, we don't use it, would you like it? You know, and it has, those type of things make us feel so appreciated, because at the end of the day, this job is very difficult. Can you imagine working with toddlers all day, and some of them have attachment to their teachers, and they don't want the teacher to move, and they cry. And imagine hearing children cry all day, and then you just still have to go home. Some of them have children themselves, and it's just like from one job to the next job. And you know, it's so much that goes into this business, and I pray that people would understand that this business is really one that is very hard, and it's very nurturing and rewarding at the same time. And we also deserve a decent pay as well. This is what people don't understand. We come in every day, we're faithful, we're you know, doing the best that we can to ensure that these children are well cared for and safe, and then to go home with little or nothing in our pockets, that one day I know God will help us to be able to be in a position where we can get decent salaries and to be able to function as the regular, you know, the other people in society. But for now, that is not our portion, but we will continue to do what we can and continue to provide the best service that we can, that with time the TMC childcare would have, I pray to God that I can at least have three more centers in Anguilla, and then I can go home and get my other two at home. But God is good, and I just want to say happy 4-year anniversary to TMC. I remember that was my first video. That was 1 year ago. Now we're on year 4. I made a video for 3 years, but now it's the video for 4 years. So thank you guys for tagging along this journey. And if you're new here, my name is Tiffany. I have a daycare, and I'm just taking you guys along my life as a business owner, a leader, a wife sometimes. That will be in the video, but not much of that though. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.